Hi, it's Debbie from Simply Special Crafts. Today we're going to look at the Floral Dream Premium Card Kit from the Touch of Shimmer line. This is the Floral Dream Premium Card Kit from Hunkydory. It's from the Touch of Shimmer line. Let's take a look at what you get. You get several sheets of beautiful toppers. I'll be showing you what you do with these. You get 4 sheets of acetate. You get 4 envelopes. These look to be about 6 by 6. Here's another of the sheets of toppers. And yet another. And these are the card bases that we'll be using. There's 4 different colors of those. The blue, the purple, the pink, and a green that's backwards, and a green. Let's take a look at some finished cards. This is such a pretty card kit. I love the way that they've used the acetate. You create kind of a canopy that goes over an accordion folded card base, and using that you can kind of suspend certain elements of your card as if they're suspended in the air, and it's so pretty. We have the accordion folding on 3 levels. Then we've covered the acetate at the top and at the bottom to create a place to write on the back. This is our first one, the blues. Here's our pink scent, and with a watering can. And see how the butterflies are just kind of suspended in midair. And a dragonfly and bird. And a butterfly, I guess, in this one, and the purple. We're going to do the green set together so I can show you how this card kit goes together. Okay, we'll start by punching out our card base. This is the base of our card. Here's the piece that's going to go across the top of the acetate. We have our little card for writing for the back. We have a little piece that goes across the face of our card here. Our lovingly handmade Just For You sticker for the back. And our greeting for the front. Okay, we'll start by fan folding this accordion folded piece. Start with the front tab down, so you have a little mountain at the top. You're going to crease these really good. That's the key to getting this card to turn out nicely, is to make sure this is creased. In fact, if you have a bone folder handy, that would be an excellent thing to do, would be to bone fold on the back of these crease lines so you get a nice sharp crease, because you really want that. So we have our base completed. Next, we're actually going to start decorating our piece. Okay, obviously I've already used a number of my flowers on some of my other cards that I've already done here, so I'm going to choose a few elements that I want to use on this card. I'll start with some of my larger flowers, and then I'll fill in with some of the smaller ones. Now, the trick to doing this card is that you'll start by decorating the second peak and the third one. Leave the first one undecorated for right now, because we're going to be decorating on the outside of the acetate with that one. You know me, I like dimensions, so I'm going to use foam squares to attach my elements to my card base. And we'll just be kind of staggering these around here. Pretty little tulip looking flower here. I'm trying to lift them up so that the flower isn't lost between the creases. these, you'll want to position the flowers actually sort of towards the, probably from the midpoint on up. Because you're not going to see anything that's tucked down in here. Good to get a little overlap in your flowers so things look natural. And I'll probably add maybe 1 or 2 more flowers here and call this good. I'll put that there. That looks nice. I'll decorate our back layer. Just 2 or 3 foam squares on there, enough to anchor it. Nice thing with these foam squares is that you can kind of rearrange in the first couple minutes if you want to without them becoming too sticky. I like this flower, it's nice and dark, it'll add a nice contrast next to one of my others. This nice frilly one, this kind of looks like a, we call it a hydrangea. Put this up and back there, maybe towards the end here. It's okay if they overlap a little. And you don't have to completely fill the space if you don't want to. I think I will here, but you don't really have to. I kind of like to turn my petals one direction and another to just kind of get a natural look to them. Add a little one in here. Okay, next, after we have decorated to your satisfaction the second 2 rows, now we're going to take that piece of acetate and we're going to crease it. It already has a line there. We're going to crease it along that line. Make sure that you're folding it nice and straight. Get a good crease on that acetate. Again, if you have a bone folder handy, this is a good job for that. If you don't, your fingernails will work just fine. Just give it a nice solid crease there. So you're going to create a little tint. And with our tint, we are going to attach this tint over the top of what we've just completed. I think I'm going to add my elements to that before attaching it, just to make my life a little easier. So, I've got my tear tape here. I was talking on the phone with somebody this week about tear tape, and she was saying that she'd tried it, but she didn't like having to pick off the piece of paper, that she found that difficult. And I encouraged that customer, as I would encourage you, to take a look at this, at the easy tear tape, or what's called Hunkydory calls it finger lift tape, that we have in the store, because the adhesive, it's on a 1/2 inch wide strip of paper, but the adhesive is 1/4 inch wide, and it's made that way so that you can easily pull the paper off. You don't have to pick at it to get the paper loose. The paper's already 1/8 inch away from the tape on both sides, so that makes it easy to pull that off. Okay, we finished this piece, and we're going to put that little tint right over the top. Doesn't matter which direction, does matter that it's taped straight. Good that you see me do that. Yes, I do these things too. Okay, going to line it up on the edges, and we're going to pop that piece right in place across the top there. Okay, next we'll get this piece that's going to go on the back of our card. I'll put a couple strips of tape on that. And you're going to line that right up on the bottom corner on the back. And that will create a nice writing surface back there. Now we're going to take this narrower strip and we're going to put it on the front. Don't worry about the fact that that tape shows, because it's not going to show once we put it on. And we'll put a couple nice strips of tape on here. And again, you can see how easy that tape is to peel because the paper sticks out over the tape, so it makes it real easy to peel that off. I'm so spoiled by this tear tape, I will never use a tape runner again as long as I have the tape available to me. If I was out on a desert island, I suppose I would use a tape runner, but it's about the only way that's going to happen. Okay, before adhering this, give this another good crease. Make sure these folds are nice and tight. And now we're going to put some tape on here, right across this front panel. A couple nice strips. We're going to put a couple strips across this back panel. A very dimensional card. So pretty. All the elements you're looking at are included in the kit except for the tape and the foam squares, and in my samples I used a couple rhinestones that are not included. So if you like that extra bit of bling like I do, you might want to pick up a pack of rhinestones. Okay. So I've taken my adhesive strips off, and now I'm going to line this up across the back, right over that tape. Nice and straight. I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to put this piece right over the front of my card, like so. So now I've got those two layers of flowers kind of encased in my acetate, and all that's left to do is to decorate that front panel and add anything that I want to add that will be suspended in the air. There's our friend Amy telling us that she hears someone somewhere. So I still have a lot of elements to choose from on my sheet here. I have a bird, I have hummingbird. I'm really partial to hummingbirds, so maybe I'll use them both. I don't know. Alright, let's put some more flowers on our front panel and decorate in the air. I think next I'm going to put my greeting on so I can see where to place my flowers in the front. So I'm going to go ahead and put I think this one says special friend. Yep, to my very special friend. I'm going to put this up here on the top. Now I think I want to put myself a flower of some sort up there that my hummingbird can be going to. So I'm going to choose this nice big bright flower here, and a leaf. I'm going to turn my flower petal upside down here so that the hummingbird can be going to feed from the flower. Now, I think I'll drape that down slightly. A little foam square on my leaf. Have my leaf coming out from underneath my flower. Do be a little bit careful. You can come out the edge a little bit, but if you come out too far, they won't fit in your envelope. So you want to be a little bit careful about that. And I'm going to have my hummingbird flying right up to feed out of that flower. So put a couple foam squares on the back of my hummingbird. And I have that hummingbird approaching that flower with great interest. Okay, I'm going to take just a minute and decorate the front here. I won't make you wait while I do that, but we will show you the finished decorations on there. Decided to add a little more variety in color, so I put a little purple flower, pink one that were left off the other cards. I actually reached inside, stuck another pink flower in here, and a little purple flower in the back row. Added some rhinestones, my nice little bird here in the front. And then I put my lovingly handmade just for you and a little flower on the back on my signature panel. But isn't that pretty? Look at the way the hummingbird just appears to be floating in the air with his acetate. Isn't that pretty? I love these cards and I can't wait to give them to my friends and family. So again, we'll just kind of recap. Here was this one, the watering can on the pink card, our larger hummingbird, and our lavender color selection. This was the Floral Dream Premium Card Kit by Hunkydory. It's part of the Touch of Shimmer line. I'm Debbie from Simply Special Crafts, and we'll see you next time.